Hey everyone, this is Bobby Sweden with Alto. I'm here to go over the details and the internals of our asymmetric hubs and show you how to disassemble, service, and reassemble them. So let's go ahead and get started. So here you have our rear asymmetric road hub for all of our rim brake wheels. It's identical to our first generation shell and free hub. The big change is to the axle design, as you can probably see. There is no more pinch bolt on our road hubs. The design has a press-in plug and a threaded collar or threaded adjuster that sets the load on the bearing and is driven by this keyway on the plug. The really big benefit of this is that these are the tools you need to disassemble and reassemble 2 5mm Allen keys. That's it. Slot them in. It's going to feel pretty tight to get this plug out. You can't turn it with your fingers, but you can turn it with the tool. So as you turn the tool, the plug rotates inside of the axle, unthreads the adjuster, and self-extracts the entire assembly. The great part about this is when you press this plug in, if you need to get it out, you can unthread it just like that. You don't need to put the whole wheel in a vise and bang on the rim. So here's your adjuster, your plug with your O-ring. That's a 2mm 90 durometer O-ring. It's important that you spec it from us. That's what keeps your adjuster from moving. So don't throw any old O-ring in there. It's important that it remains undamaged and that it's spec'd directly from us. Everything else is identical, as I said. The free hub is pressed onto the axle as one assembly. The axle slides into the shell, and I'll show you the press fit here. That's all there is to it in terms of getting the free hub out. Keeping grease underneath these pawls, keeping grease around the sleeve washer is important to keep things from getting too dry. That presses back on just like that. Make sure to slide that sleeve washer down. Then the whole assembly will press back into the shell. Wipe some of that grease off. Okay, so to reassemble this axle design, you want to thread the adjuster on first. And you're going to take it down until it just kisses the bearing. So there's really no way to over tighten it because you're putting it on with your fingers. But really, just take it down until it barely touches, and that's it. That key slot you want to make sure is aligned with that one. So the best way to do it is to press it in with your hands. It's going to be really tight because that O-ring is a really snug fit. So one thing you can do, one trick, is to use the shipping caps that come with the wheels, or any shipping cap. You can slide it on to the plug, and you can slide the shipping cap onto the drive side of the axle. Align the keyway and press it in with your hands. The other option is to put and of course, in the office, we're assembling these just as hubs, so we can use an arbor press or a pneumatic press when they have it as a full wheel. But most home mechanics, most shops aren't going to have a pneumatic press set up just to press this plug in. So you're probably going to end up putting it on the ground if you can't do it with your hands. What's really important is to put it drive side down. So you put the wheel on the ground, set your adjuster ring, do this so you can see it, align your plug, and then press down either with your hand, or you can lay a board on top of it to get more leverage to press that plug in. What you probably don't want to do is put the plug in, kind of set it a little bit, turn the wheel non-drive side down, so plug side down, and then press on the rim. You can, it's not going to hurt anything, but it does put a little bit of side load on the bearings. When it's drive side down and you press on the axle, that axle is constrained. So you're not going to add any loading to the inner race of the bearings, and it's going to keep everything running really, really smoothly. If you put it plug side down and press on the rim, it's going to work fine. Yeah, we prefer that you press just on the axle. So I'll kind of show you without the shipping caps how they go in. You recheck that, align the keyway. Slides in just like that. So once it's in, again, you're not going to be able to turn it with your fingers. That plug bottoms out on the axle. So there's a slight gap between the plug and the adjuster, and that's it. You're going to get incredible, incredible bearing life. There's absolutely no slide load on the bearings with the design, and you're good to go. If you reassemble it and you check for slop, and for any reason there's slop because the adjuster moved slightly, or after a couple weeks of riding a new wheel set, if any slop develops in the bearings because those inner races move or whatnot, let's say you feel a little bit of slop in your wheel, it's as easy as this to take it out. You use your two 5mm Allen keys, turn it about a 1/16 of a turn, check for slop, and then keep turning it down until you get rid of it. And right there is perfect. What you don't want to do is just kind of go as hard as you can with those tools, because the O-ring is so tight in there that it can be hard to feel when the adjuster touches the bearing, and you don't want to just crush the bearing and over tighten it. So if there is slop that develops in your wheels, take it down little by little with the tool and just check it, and it should take you about 15 seconds to take the slop out of your wheels. So very, very simple. The front is the exact same process without the free hub, the exact same plug and adjuster ring with the 5mm broaching on the axle and end cap. So there you have it. It's as easy as that to disassemble, service, and reassemble our R-symmetric road hubs. Join us next time for more tips and tricks on bicycle maintenance and wheel maintenance, and we'll see you then. Thank you.